We're good.
Who would like to start us off? Of those three, who would like to start us off?
Did we want to do Dane and Tryphon first?
Go for it. If you guys are up for it and ready.
Okay.
I should be good. I mean, I don't know exactly where. I should
Dane's
have
right
probably.
here.
Yeah,
Tryphon's over here.
I know Dane's right there. I'm pretty sure I would have Dane kind of sitting over here, maybe on like the side turned barrel, and just doing calligraphy, and just
Alright.
staying near Orlain per se.
On the Orlain watch.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And just like practicing handwriting and probably modifying notes in his book.
Go ahead and give me a performance or a sleight of hand.
That's your sleight of hand. Okay.
Excuse me. Guess this means
Which one do I
Tryphon
have
would also
better in?
be.
Oh, I have equal in both. So I guess I'll do performance. Because I like the idea of a little flourish added to it.
Alright.
Dice. There we go. +1. Right in the middle. 11.
You're going slow. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. If anything, I think Dane is practicing the flourishes at the end of letters, or at the end of words, I should say, specifically so he could connect them easier, just to make them more flowy and I'll call it aesthetic text. There we go.
Okay. So you're working on aesthetic. Do you, as you're working, Tryphon, you're on the side, I imagine, tending to the bramble guard, trying to kind of flowery it up a little bit, make it more lively,
Yeah.
able to take more hits.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. With that, go ahead and give me a nature check.
Oh, okay. Shit. Yes.
Feel free
Advantage.
to roll
Why
it in
wouldn't
an
I
L
ha-
there.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out why I have advantage, and okay, it's right because it's a intelligence check. But I don't. Anyways, all right. Three.
All right. It's fine. You're working on them, and then you go, my hand hurt, and you hold up your hand, and you got like a couple thorns in them. But due to your
Fine.
paladin nature, it's not like the kind of like, oh, it hurts. It's just like, well, shucks, and you gotta
Well,
pluck them out.
he's blood hunter now.
Oh, you're blood hunter. So you stare at these thorns that are kind of piercing his skin a bit, and you're like, oh no! As you can see the electrical arcs kind of coming off your blood, just a small bit, not enough. Kind of like one of those plasma balls, where you like put your hand on it and it's going in that corner. Your hand is now just arcing with minor electricity, essentially, from blood point to blood point, just like.
I'd like to think of it as if they're blood hunter, their blood is a little bit more watery or runny, just so it's easier to manipulate.
Yeah. Due to the ability of the blood hunter weapon, though, the blood is able to electrify, and sort of this type of blood hunter weapon would probably make it more thicker to have it stick more because you mark something with your blood, and as long as your blood is on there, you can electrify them. So it is both a watery sludge, easy to come
Gross.
out, thick, but it's easy to come out, but it is thick. As it's arcing a bit, and you can hear this distant Zane behind you.
coagulates. Dane's gonna quickly finish a little flourish and just casually look up and look back and just... Is your blood normally like that?
No, not normally. This can't be. Could this be called a medical condition, anyways?
Would it be the same as my blood catching fire?
He just pauses for a moment with, like, you can just see on his expression, blood's not supposed to do any of this.
Dane's just lean a little bit back against the barrel. Are you okay, Tryphon?
Oh, I mean, aside from the thorns in my hand, and he just gestures to where the to where his injuries are. I'd say I'm doing all right, maybe.
I'm more... You seem tired.
Well, I mean, we've been going practically non-stop for how long now? A month? 2 months? You haven't kept track.
A little over 2 months, yes.
I'm sure it'll be fine. We're kind of getting a chance to rest now, you know?
Yes. I mean, that means you can talk about it too. We're not always walking, or at least being nomads. Gives a moment to talk.
You're not wrong, I'm just... I guess I'm just still figuring out my place in this whole group.
Dane.
Hmm?
As Orlain says that, kind of...
That's Tryphon that says that, not Orlain.
Fuck, I was looking at Orlain's token, goddammit. Goddammit. Bring out the goblin shin. Punishment. As Tryphon says this, you get this sort of, not wave of nausea nor dizziness, just sudden vertigo for a minute. Not even a minute, half a second, as you see something. A small line protruding from your chest, and it's flowing, floating, leading to Tryphon, where you are able to kind of see. Tryphon's not facing you, I don't think. Yeah?
No, he's facing the wall.
You see a similar type of line of what can just be called magic outstretched from Tryphon, in a sense of they're identical, but they are not touching. They are reaching for each other. As Tryphon asks this question, you get the sense your answer will determine whether these lines connect or not.
No pressure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I alluded, like, it's
No,
not gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's just it's just a way for me to give you a thematic sense of Dane taking the time to choose his words.
Yeah. What have you observed then?
What do you mean by that?
If you look at each one of us, you will obviously find things that not everyone can cover. Right?
I mean, yeah. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses.
Where can you fill in the gaps? If you need a place, why not fill in the parts that no one else fills?
To be fair, I think most of this group needs a therapist.
A therapist might be a good place to start.
I mean, I can't say you don't have a point. Because you do. I mean, I can at least give it a shot, I guess.
Can't find something without knowing that you are looking for something. And you know you're looking for something. So the only way to further that is to try, right?
I hate that you have a good point.
I like to think I can make a good point every now and again.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Dane,
Mm-hmm.
as you guys continue to talk back and forth, covering a rather heavy topic of where one can be, where one's place is in a group, the lines begin to connect. First, tiny strands, until they swirl around each other and tighten. I would like both of you, one at a time, to tell the other what they see in a small snippet of the other's past.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to go first,
Guys.
or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. You get a brief flash of, from Dane's perspective, you believe. You feel just an overwhelming sense of just physical presence. A almost exuding pressure that is from all around you, but also coming from you. A not stress, but definitely a nervous energy is just gently tugging at your nerves. Nothing that could break your classic stoicism. And right now, you're kneeling. And looking down at the floor, a dark crimson carpet. One that is narrow enough to where only you can fit on it with your physical size. And you can hear someone speaking, like, not garbled words, but there are definitely whispers somewhere in this large chamber. And there's a single figure you can see the shins and the boots of, and they're wearing heavy ornamental armor. Very clearly ornamental, too. It has swirls, it has very intricate engravings on it. And a commanding presence around them. Very obviously, someone in your position you'd look up to as not only a role model, but another teacher. Another one of you. And as you realize they're there, your thoughts start to clear, and just a muddled mind becomes empty, clear, open. And you can hear their voice ask a single question. What are your oaths? And that's where it'll stop.
Well, shit, at this point, I feel like anything I give will just be sad.
Just for reference, I've been preparing that for weeks, so don't worry.
You've been ready.
To clarify,
That's
I
like the creative fever I've been going through.
wonderful. I have to clarify, because you guys are doing 2 bond points at once, you are getting this special scenario. So this is not a norm unless you guys unless you have this sort of planned bond exchange. And
Okay.
Tryphon,
Yeah,
if you want, I can help you.
please.
Dein, you open your eyes for what is clearly Tryphon's height, and if that doesn't give it away, the arms stretching in front, popping the fingers, does. As there's a voice. Though you can't reply, Tryphon can. Captain, you're late again.
So we're actually doing
Yes.
that. Just a pause and just. What do you mean late? I still have got like, what, 5 minutes?
No, you're an hour and 5 minutes late.
Shit.
Captain Tryphon, everybody. How the hell did you beat me?
I don't know. Luck? Good looks?
You have one of those. And a
Okay,
figure passes into Tryphon's view. As you can't see their face, it's like the face is glitching out, sort of how a TV show will sort of blur someone's face entirely, but in the unintentional way of the footage got damaged, so their face is just unreadable. As they walk by, and you can grab the defining features of tall, slim, slicked black hair, and one curled horn leaning back but ends pointed up.
When you say one curled back horn, is it one of them is broken off and the other one is pointing up? Or or is it just one horn?
The one horn you are able to see is curled, is like kind of pushed into the hair as it's slicked back, but it curls down and then up, an abrupt up, sort of like almost jagged edge pointed up,
Okay.
as if someone took a halo piece but just never finished the halo itself.
Okay, you
Okay.
lost me.
So
Because the way I was imagining it was the horn started at the front of the forehead and it curled back below behind the ear and then curled back up to a point in the back of, what was it? Like near
So-
the back of the head.
Okay. It curls from the top of the forehead through the hair. It leans back kind of over the head itself, but then curls upward.
Okay, I see now, yeah.
Yeah, it's very much like if it were not the rest of the hair is slicked back, that fraction of hair would be pulled back simply because of the horn's placement and growth.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot see another horn. Whether it's broken or not, you're unable to tell. Continue. Tryphon?
What am I responding to again exactly?
You got one of those.
What, you mean the good looks?
You wish.
Oh, well, hey now.
With a bomb-ass bitch like me by your side, second place.
Okay, fine, so I got the good luck then.
Barely. And it's just the walking off. As the corridor is completely unfamiliar. It is nothing, like nothing you have ever seen in a base before. Even if you don't remember what a base truly looks like, what you have seen, this is far too grand and far too massive.
Tryphon's following after his buddy boy over there.
And it cuts around this point. The figure turning around. Come on. We're almost gonna. If we make them wait anymore, you're automatically disqualified from the promotion exam.
Ah, shit. Yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, you gotta be the rank of. And that's where it cuts.
Just juicy little tidbits of lore.
I like how both of them are scenes of clearly some type of either promotion or rank up is happening.
That was. Your improv was completely coincidental to what I had planned for this. So I have to understand while you're explaining this. I'm like, wait, hold on. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be. You know what? Thematically, it works.
Thematically,
It
it's
works.
perfect.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thematically, just fantastic, yes.
As I think you don't even realize it, but you've turned around and you see the line connecting you two now as it shines, and both of you feel this chance, this flow of magic and energy to summon something new to your hands. Starting with
just
Dein,
wanna-
what do you summon?
I just want to clarify. Did
Yes.
Dein see that memory too?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, we saw each other's memories, yeah?
You experienced it together.
Gotcha.
One of
Okay.
you in a POV, the other one in like a passenger seat.
Okay.
In that case, following in line, you see a long, very long, in fact, thin blade just start to evolve from Dane's classic golden glow. And It's clearly a great sword, but very different in form to what I would believe Dein has seen Tryphon wield.
Yeah. No, the
It-
great sword Tryphon wielded was
Yeah.
a broad blade, essentially.
Yeah, this is more of a longer, thinner, more.
More Zweihander than anything
Yeah,
else.
I was gonna say elegant for a great sword, but that also works. And it comes to a curved tip, like a saber of swords. A great saber,
No
one would
Dachi.
say. Not an Odachi.
Okay.
A just like it's a straight blade, but with a curved tip. An Odachi is definitely more curved, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Gotcha.
And with a very elegant basket handle. Clearly still suited for what was it? Two-handed movements, but it's silver and it has copper elements complementing the golden elements to it. A golden pommel, a silver basket, copper lining the intricate golden guard. There we go. And just creating this perfectly shaded metal blade, almost if it was painted. And continuing with the memory, you can hear in a much deeper and much more youthfully boisterous voice as the memory continues playing and you can hear Dane's voice.
Hey! Oh, sorry. Just a minute.
Mhm.
Continue.
Right?
Yeah, continue. I'm back. We're good.
My oath. I will smolder in the dreams of those who have come before. I will be used to illuminate the path to a better tomorrow. And you can see these golden flames just lightly start to ignite under Dane's boots, and they begin to slightly consume him. Almost a radiant heat that doesn't hurt, but is very unpleasant. To a point where all you can see is a sword raised above Dane's head. In the grasp of despair, I am triumph. These words define my devotion, and this will be my oath. I will embody and embolden in those around me the flame of hope. As the flame breaks, and you can see a now equal height with you, much younger Dane, fulminous black hair, just floating behind him. Golden breastplate and very intricate looking armor adorns him. And as the flames break, they highlight the matte black hair that now just gently floats behind his head. And this is long black hair. You assume if it fell down, it would probably reach his waist, but it just sits there. And the first thing you notice about this mid-20s Dane, about half of his other form, is the eyes. No longer these golden orbs staring back at you, but normal white eyes with a golden outline and pitch black pupils that you can't see any stars in. And a massive smile just crossing his face.
Well, shit.
Real quick, Dane, they tearing your ass apart in comments.
I see that, yeah. I'm ignoring it.
Love you, bud.
Mm-hmm. Ah, I have not felt this in decades.
All I can say is, did we ever decide what weapon Tryphon was going to get?
No, you did not. Artificer or cleric gun? What do you want, bud?
Or graviton.
Oh wait, no,
halberd.
there's another option, huh? What was it?
The graviton halberd.
A fighter,
Yes.
monk. Because I think you also have Orlain, didn't you?
Yeah, I do have the Jackal's Claws, yeah.
Yeah, you have the Jackal Claws, the Graviton Halberd, the cleric's rifle, and the Artificer's hammer.
Aurelia is apparently voting gun for Tryphon.
It would correlate best with what was described. But it is still your choice. What do you want to do?
Do I want Tryphon to have a gun? That's the question here.
It would be
I think
quite
that's probably
funny.
one of the scariest fucking question you've asked this group, considering my fucking history.
You know what? Tryphon, why not? Let's give him the gun.
Let's fucking go.
Unless Orlain has something to say about it. I see him typing. Oh, I want to hear what you have to say. Don't you fucking me.
I say do what you think is best for your character. My observations don't matter.
I mean, fair. I'm just trying to decide which one would either be best or funniest. Because
This would
Tryphon
definitely
would
be the gun.
But I'm also having the thought of what if Tryphon was a monk?
That would also be curious.
It'd be fun.
It definitely would.
I open the floor for it.
I'm gonna pause the music for a little bit.
Not gonna
My-
fix it.
My observation about Tryphon is that he's not quite ready for monk. Because monks in D&D are similar to paladins. And I'd fuck off for anybody who plays for paladins routinely. Shut your mouth. They both have a similar sort of tenant system. They operate on protecting and being devoted to something. I don't think he has that sort of oath in him yet. That sort of devotion to something, someone, some place, some when. He doesn't have it yet. He doesn't know himself well enough. However,
mean
for
you're not wrong
cleric,
on that.
I think it might be better thematically because of the situation of he wants to protect no matter what.
So gun.
Fighter is complicated. Fighter is a complicated class thematically because usually it's just, oh, bonk. More more fighter for your fighter. But I do think thematically fighter
Oh,
or
oh.
cleric would be good.
So gun for Tryphon then?
Up to you.
It is your choice.
Gun for Tryphon.
Gun for Tryphon.
Let's go.
Go ahead and add Hunter's Rifle to your thing.
Thunder's rifle.
I grab the appropriate weapon things for everybody.
If I'm going to be using an actual weapon, what one would I use for the rifle?
Hunter's Rifle.
Hunter's
It's
rifle, yeah.
The hunting rifle?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is, it's called the Thunder's Rifle, but on paper it is a Hunter's Rifle.
So just the basic bitch white?
Yeah, just for this one.
Okay.
You guys, you're good. Hold on, there we go. And I will have to ask this off rip. What ammo type does it spawn with?
Is this a me or a Tryphon question?
Tryphon. Does the great sword have ammo? What?
Well, no, I'm asking because it's coming from Dein.
Fair enough. But
So I would assume some liberties would be taken. I can make the fucking sword have ammo, motherfucker. I can.
Gunblade!
Stop it! That exists. Don't do it.
We've gone from Sephiroth to
I can be Edward Kenway up in this bitch. Don't test me.
But no, let's say he spawns with charge.
All right. The buff. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I swear to God, I almost thought you were gonna do the fucking McDonald's theme, and I was like, bruh.
Did I not send you? I have not. Okay, thank you. Jackie, that is a very good note. I thought I sent that to you. There you go.
Okay.
Ruby. Now. Okay. Ready to continue? Is the recording started again? Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say.
I thought we paused. My bad. Okay. So,
Yeah, no, he said he paused the music, not the recording.
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. Okay.
But yeah, as you see Dein finish this kind of, I'll say, transformation, it's a very clear, from the oath you heard and the my brain is failing me, the memory you saw, that this is the exact same oath. And now, Dein, in his current form, is idea of the embodiment of hope.
Tryphon's just looking at him right now, just like, holy shit, you get a whole ass transformation with that.
And you can see just the most confident, cocky grin you can see on his face. Just nothing could ever bring this man down. No bad news, nothing. Just they stand tall with a sword on their shoulder and very clearly just happy. It is nothing. I am still myself. If not, you see him just like flex his hand in the now gloved pauldron. A little faster. As you see, just as he's gripping his hand and just like flexing it, you can see just very faintly a translucent shadow that follows it. Just like a moment left in time that quickly follows back up.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining right now Dein having gone through this whole thing, his own magical girl transformation over there. All super powered up, and Tryphon's just standing there staring at him with a rifle in his hands and just like, alright, okay.
The power of justice. The power of 45 Magnum.
Oathless Paladin versus
A paladin's oath. Is it or is it not stronger than the fuck is that thing? I call it a boomstick.
Yeah, it's very clearly he is embodying a paladin out of mythology. This glorious knight that doesn't have a stain on their name. And it's very clearly that's what he's embodying. I hope you like the rifle. It served me very well when we first got out of the garden.
Yeah, I remember watching you use it. And he does take a moment to just look the rifle over, see how it feels in his hands. And just hopefully I'm as good of an aim as you were.
Hey. Don't see why you would not be. It is what I'd assume in your nature to be very well versed in arms. And if not, I can call upon maybe who I once was to be a teacher again.
And the Tryphon does give a soft laugh for a moment and just, yeah, maybe.
Do not fret. It chose you. So that meant you are destined for it. Come on. I want to see you shoot a few shots with it. As he just kind of desummons the sword and just kind of walks a little bit briskly over to maybe the other tents to make sure they don't disturb Orlain.
Yeah.
And behind them, just to see the boxes back here. I'd assume they could find like some scrap wood or something to just create a miniature practice board. Right?
Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Both of us?
Exactly.
Yep. Either one of you or both of you.
I'm just gonna use this sheet because I don't have the paladin one set up right
I do not have my cleric one set up either, clearly.
now.
So I'm just going to be rolling off of the Blood Hunter one.
I know I would have a +0 because I'm shifting the intelligence to charisma. Oof. Oh wait,
Alright.
no, I'd have a +1, so it'd be 9. My bad.
Okay. So a 9 and 13.
Okay. So you guys look around for some wood, and you kind of come upon the realization of you see the wood, you see scrap wood, but the scrap wood is in a box.
Okay, we'll use that. And Dane just quickly go over, grabs it, and just
Should we
sticks
maybe
a lot.
ask first?
It will be fine. We can always grab more. And just sticks a longer board inside the ground. And just said, hit here. And then just steps right over here. Probably aims towards like a knot in the wood that they can see.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess I just roll for attack then?
Go ahead. Or you can roll for performance.
Can I give them advantage?
Go for it. You are practicing shots.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll for performance because it's the higher modifier, and also I'm not proficient in a rifle.
Add your proficiency. It's fine. Oh, never mind. That works
25.
alright. Yufi?
Yeah? What's
Never
up?
just
got-
rolled a 25.
Oh. It didn't pop up for me. I apologize. Yeah, you fucking decimate the board.
You see
You
Dane just like
absolutely
jump in the air, just like,
yes. You go yes. Very proud, very good. And as you decimate the board, you hear click, 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 click.
What?
And as you kind of look at where I'll assume the boards around this area or somewhere because you guys
Yeah.
did okay.
Yeah.
You see the blood of an orange begin to slip out as you guys pierce through the wood and demolish the fruit box behind it.
Oh.
There's just now literal like orange juice just going click, click, click
It's just
from the decimated oranges.
Oh, if it acts like an actual bullet, then it stopped like easily right, not in the wood, but it would probably go through pretty easily. Consider it'd probably be a high caliber, so it probably. The only problem would be when it hits the exit wound on the back of the crate. All the other ones probably just have like a small bullet hole through them.
Does not stop the
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and
I know. It's just
Dane
I'm.
Dane had gotten to see Tryphon just be small roller coaster of emotions as he's surprised for a moment. Then he looks at Dane with a grin at the shot before a mild look of, oh shit, I just shot the fruit too.
No worries.
We shouldn't get into trouble for that, yeah?
No, it should only be a small problem, as I would assume not many oranges were hurt in the process.
Fair. the bullets are temporary part of things, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At least that's what I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much the
Tryphon.
sense of they'd evaporate at some point.
Tryphon over here concerned about leaving just a random bullet in the fruit.
But you see what I mean. You are natural at it.
Well, I guess I can't exactly deny it, just especially after that.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, do you feel even more doubt? Or do you feel that sense of hope? That sense that our victory is just within that grasp. And you just make it ever closer. Well done, Tryphon.
Thanks, Dein.
Absolutely. You just hear him chuckle. He's just this happy-go-lucky dude. It's a very... He's showing every emotion on his face. It's a very different experience from the classic Dein of just complete stoicism.
You would think Paladin would be the stoic one.
Why would I vote for someone who
You'd
doesn't
think.
respect me?
With that.
We've... okay.
No, go ahead.
No, it was mostly just Tryphon being just like, we were supposed to be keeping an eye on Orlain, weren't we?
I don't think Orlain would worry too much if we stepped aside for a moment to let them rest. But we should go back. You are right.
Yeah.
Let us make our way. And Dein just confidently strides back.
Tryphon just wandering back, half hobbling because Al still hurts.
I will say in the meantime, Dein is just gonna practice with the great sword. And for reference of what it looks like if anyone does peer in other than Tryphon, it's a very elegant swordplay, like a very well-practiced kata. It's smooth, it's completely in motion, where no matter what angle someone would approach him from, it would look like he has a complete 360 view and can immediately swap to that position from anywhere. It is a very almost perfectionist style of swordplay. And as actually I model after a great epic, but from this you can also see just the very light and translucent light that just follows his every action. And it's very much in the wake of where he steps, it's a very... It looks like there's an aftershadow, but it's all golden. Continue.
We apparently have Rin raising his hand.
Be my guest.
How closely is Dane paying attention for quote unquote watching Orlain?
That would be where his main focus is. He would not, other than taking Tryphon to practice for a second to just do his oath and inspire hope, he would definitely be paying attention to Orlain any moment he can while practicing. Just kind of, this is a casual kata for him. This is a muscle memory type of thing. And so he's just kind of innately doing it.
Dead silence. Complete. It's like he's not there. Dead
Like
silence.
no ruffle of clothes, no nothing.
Nope. Not even breathing, almost. I imagine Dein, with the way that he responded to Orlain talking about trances before, has some minor awareness of how trances work.
He's put together some pieces from what he's heard, yeah. That's how I view it, at least.
Uh-huh. Here's dead silence from the tent.
I don't think this version of Dane could resist, and just in the middle of a kata, like maybe even mid-swing, just like desummons the weapon and just walks over swiftly but very gently and just listens very intently.
There's breathing. There's at least that. But there's no movement.
Sign of life.
Yeah. It's almost statuesque of looking in. There's no light aside from the one that's outside. And just
He doesn't look in. I just want to make that clear.
You're just
He
listening?
does not look in. Yeah, he's just listening.
You hear breathing. That's the only confirmation you get.
Mhm.
Very, very light breathing.
I think that's all he needs. If he notices anything other than the practically dead silence, then that's like an initial, okay, something's up. Because that's how it's been going for a little bit now, right?
As far as you know.
Yeah, as far as he knows. So, if anything breaks that ordinary, he's probably going to break his kata again and then peer in.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
Mm-hmm. And he's just going to go back to practicing the kata.
Yufi,
Yes.
who's next?
Well, that's what I'd like to ask. Because, Jackie, are you able to respond? All right. Then I will say, rather ask, Aurelia. Where's Aurelia during this time?
I'm not sure actually.
Would she be outside in one of the tents?
Well, like, what time of day is it? What's going on?
I'd say it's lunchtime. Like the generalized lunchtime. Not past 12, but not just, 1 yet. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Probably not.
It sure is a time, TM.
Yes.
It's midday, around like 12 to 1, no later than 1.
Okay, I'm
There we
gonna
go.
put her. I guess over here watching Gade with the others.
Alright. Currently, Gade is fighting with the others. It's been a while since you've checked up on Gade pretty regularly.
I would imagine she's been helping him learn how to fight.
Oh yeah,
She does feel somewhat responsible for the boy.
yeah. You've been helping him kind of learn how to fight using more of your shield tactics than your actual spear, but since Vice's passing, Gade has been more kind of obedient, I guess the sense would be. But at the same time a bit more vicious. The changeling that has his face is still bound somewhere in the camp. Gade is not allowed to go near the person due to an incident that occurred involving Gade going in to try and talk to them and then coming out with no weapon summoned, but very much a busted hand. From that point on, he started putting himself towards more training, and one of the things he has taken up and sort of added to his character is Vice's bandana. It has not left his arm. This is his expedition match. The Genasi in the ring is currently wielding a bow staff of swords, swinging it towards him as he's just backing up, not going for any of the actual assaults yet. What do you do as you watch him sort of, I guess, dance around this little field they're in?
And I keep watching. She's got a lot of things for himself about this stuff. You can't backseat drive someone in a sparring match.
True. Do you give...
He gotta learn. Even if that means he get bonked.
Do you open support of, like, fuck him up, got it? Or do you just, like, sitting there, Mr. Miyagi style?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
He does not, like, not to my memory, he does not, like, say anything. He's just watching stoically. Later movies, he gets a little loud, but the first one is quiet.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's completely stoic, but just watching, probably leaning on the fence a little bit.
You watch as they sort of trade positions. Gade having the fractal gauntlet out and about, but not doing anything with it. Until he kind of slips on some ice, some frost, whatever it may be. He loses his footing, kneels. The Genasi goes in for, kind of raises the bow staff up and starts bringing it down, to which Gade responds, hurling his fist, slamming it into the ground, and then ripping up a block of ice, acting as a shield, catching the bow staff, and then tackling himself through that layer of ice, pinning down the Genasi. The Genasi seems to be, as you vaguely remember, is more along the lines of like, oh fuck, we fighting? Kind of vibes. So it takes them a good minute before they start to like get to that tap out kind of position. But Gade does not let up yet. Aurelia, you see them tapping out. Gade seems distracted.
Very sharp, very clear. Pointed. Gade.
Just a oh, and hands up. backing off.
Attaboy.
Eventually, the Genasi sort of shamefully, like, does that walk of shame of just going, fucking, Simba, fucking.
I
He was
got
a
my ass
non-combative,
kicked, damn
right?
it.
Oh, one more time?
So, the vibe of I got my ass kicked, damn it.
Yes. You would hear the little, like, he was a non-combative, right?
He's a
We're positive?
baby.
But Gade kind of stays in the ring, doing his after combat stretches. Something he's picked up because he feels restless. He's told you this. Since that 4 levels of exhaustion that put him out of commission for a while, he has felt restless.
Took a coma nap, it's fine. I did it again. Oh no.
What? What happened?
I'm Canadian Hatsumi going.
What? Huh? Fuck does that mean? I having? Is this a stroke? Cool.
No, you know how Orlain sometimes says I can auto-tune my voice, but I don't control it? It's Canadian Hatsune Miku.
Stop. No. And that took them out. Okay.
I'm good. I'm fine.
Are
But,
you?
yes, I'm good. I'm fine. It's shut. My love, cease and desist. Okay.
For the recording,
Aurelia's...
Goose Commander Miku.
What? Why would you curse them with that? Stop.
Because it's funny as hell.
And we're probably gonna get to a point where I need to lighten the mood with Canadian Hatsune Miku anyway.
Yeah. Not for a minute though. Depending. So.
Aurelia's gonna wander up the fence line a little bit and, like, call Gade over to her. Like, come here.
Gade listens. He just goes, yes? Aurelia, what's up?
What's on your mind, kid? You got distracted again.
Simple mistake. It won't happen again.
Do not make me climb over there and give you a noogie. What's on your mind?
Oh, what? What? The fuck is that?
Do you want to find out?
The look of, on one hand, give it your best shot, but the follow-up look of, I know you're gonna kick my ass. Just Rook and Miss Jacqueline have been gone for a couple days now. They haven't been back outside of visits.
Can't exactly blame them for that, but I understand if you're worried.
Not that I'm worried. It's something I heard. I know what I have to do, but I worry about how I will approach it. I'm not one for violence, you know?
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that. Don't worry, I understand. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm fine.
Did the fence lean again? I apologize. Thought we fixed it.
Uh, I would like to elaborate. That did happen in real life. I did almost drop something right in my lap that should not have been in my lap.
Ominous. Cool.
I don't want the hot tea on me.
But the tea be piping. It's the best time.
Yeah, for it to go in my mouth, not spilled all over my lap where I would have to get up and, get changed.
Fair enough. Continue.
I do believe we had left off on Aurelia going, I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea about fighting.
Oh. How did you find that so fast?
My boyfriend's trying to kill me.
Trying. I think it's working. All right. Oh. Okay. It's not that I'm adverse to fighting. It's just I need to learn. It's less a sense of don't know how to explain it, but I can't just I won't be pushed aside for someone else to sacrifice themselves for again.
You still feel guilty about what happened, don't you?
Of course I do.
I know people have said this to you a million times, but you shouldn't. It was her choice.
Be it her choice or fate, it was still my error that led to it.
Kid, I understand how you feel. Trust me, I genuinely really do. I've lost people. I've had people get hurt because they were covering for me, because I fucked up. These things happen, and it sucks. And it's going to hurt for a long time. But you can't let it destroy you from the inside out, okay?
That's the thing. It's not. I heard her last words. I know what she said to Rook. I knew, and he needs to hear them again, but don't think I'm the one to tell him.
Well, I believe on that front, if you want someone he'll actually listen to, you have two options. You could tell Orlain when he's done doing whatever he's doing at the moment. I'm not sure what he is doing, but irrelevant. Or you can tell Jackie the next time she's here.
Maybe. Maybe.
Don't you maybe me.
I will maybe you.
Don't make me kick your ass again, kid.
Try your best, old lady.
Actually blows a raspberry at him.
I don't know how to do that. Blows
You just
raspberry at him. I
sort
don't know
of...
how to do that. Actually, whoop his ass.
Yeah. Chaos, Jerry, chaos. Really just goes, you just sort of stick your tongue out and then, like, blow air past it? I don't know how to explain how that works. It just, it's just something you do.
Like, you see him just sitting there, his tongue's out, and he's trying to blow like you would fill a balloon.
There, kid. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it.
Fuck
Such...
this.
You guys can't go... You can't go... You can't do
No.
that?
No, I cannot.
Wild.
I have tusks.
I suppose that might get in the way of things. Now, is that all that's bothering you?
No.
All right. What else is the problem, kid?
Not today. One issue
Oh,
at a
no.
time.
You insist, but then you're taking a break now, okay?
All right. Only if you go check on Mr. Orlain. I believe he's attempting to trance?
Yeah, it's an important thing for elves to do. That's basically about as much as I understand it. But I can go check on him. Even though I'm pretty sure Dane's been keeping an eye on him all day.
Dein can keep an eye, but I believe you would do better.
Alright, I will go check on him. You get a break, eat some food, and relax.
I will do one. The
You will
other,
do all of them.
I will do one, and the other will be discovered later.
No, you do not make me dunk you in a snowdrift, kid. Okay?
Get fucked. I'm immune to cold. It wouldn't do nothing. Just ruin my
It's
clothes.
still irritating, no matter how immune to it you are.
Get bent. And like just him walking over. I love I love whenever you're hesitating, it just goes.
Eh. When I'm thinking, yes, regrettably, I forget you guys can see that on this now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just Aurelia showed it as she walks away backwards. I'm stealing this from Jackie. You may be immune to cold, but you're not immune to wet socks.
I don't wear socks.
Sure you don't, kid.
What? And around around that point, as you're walking towards Orlain's tent, yes.
Just in this general direction, yeah, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized it can snap to not the to like kind of like the edges of the octagons, and it weirded me out for a second.
Yeah, it's the weirdest, but we're here. Allows for a bit better movement. As you get close, you just hear this small little grin as everything around you starts to slow down a bit. Aurelia.
Incredibly deadpan. What do you want?
What you doing? What you doing?
Going to check on a member of my team. What's it to ya?
Which member?
Orlain?
Yes, I know who that is.
The short elf.
Thank you. We're about to get real embarrassing. Why?
Because?
They're trancing, aren't they?
They should be trying to at the very least, yes.
What does that mean? Trying to? Don't elves just do that shit?
I believe it's easier when you have not been put through the wood chipper for the last 3 months.
Too old. I'm too old. Don't know what a wood chipper is.
Get your nasty ass clown out of my head. Sorry. That's a joke between me and Yufi.
You shush your mouth.
I would like to establish this is Aurelia's resident ghost she's talking to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Alexandra.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Get your nasty ass clown out of my head.
Cirque du Soleil, bitch. Anyways.
Then. Oh my god. I don't know who that was from, but that was so horrible.
Yes, you do. So, as you get closer, there again, time slowed a bit. You just get the feeling of why?
Why not?
Well, why?
Why not?
What are you gonna do? Just look at them there? Oh, no, you're not gonna be a creep and like watch him rest, are you?
No, but if he's awake and needs like a glass of water or something, I can get it for him. What do you want from me, Alexandra?
To bug the fuck out of you. I'm bored.
A skill issue? You problem? What do you want here?
Attention, clearly.
Yes, well, regrettably, you're dead, so...
And that's your issue. I mean, look, it's either talk to you or talk to Alpha, who doesn't get emotions. Talk to, well, the other one's gone away with the cowboy. Goat Boy just doesn't apparently have one of us, or is very quiet. And the last time we interacted, you fucking apparently interacted with the one in Orlain, we were just on vacation. Not there, unpresent.
It happens.
It shouldn't.
And yet, here we are.
Yes, we are. See, now you're getting it. It's a we thing.
None of us are French here. I need you to stop.
Alexandra is.
Oh no. A French clown? How much more clownery bullshit can you get?
Look at Jack and ask that question with genuineness.
Anyway.
I can get so much fucking worse.
Yeah, I know you can.
Provella.
No.
It's just the
Don't
escalation.
Don't you dare bring my dad into this.
All right, back on tracks. Aurelia. As you get closer to the tent, do you head inside? Or do you tell Alexander to fuck off, the spooky bitch?
I think what it, she eventually replies is, if you don't let me check on my friend in peace, I'm going to give you the cold shoulder for the next 2 weeks.
Honey, it's been 3 since we talked. That's not much of a threat.
Yeah, but you're being a whiny attention whore right now, so I assume if I give you the cold shoulder right now, it'll actually affect things, not just you sticking about in the background.
Well, I could be helpful.
You are helpful. Just sometimes you're a pain in the ass.
I mean, I can be helpful now.
What do you mean?
I know a spell.
So specific.
Just go inside, see if they're trancing.
I will point. Now that she's at this part and can see Dane, there's a pause of, like, buffering it. Dane having changed a bit and just, yeah, this might as well happen.
I'm gonna be honest. If you didn't see the transformation, I don't think someone would put 2 and 2 together that that's Dane. It's like that much of a shift.
Well, you can't actually shift your facial features, and that's what Aurelia processes first, so...
It's just the fact that it's a much younger Dane with a lot more muscle. A lot longer hair, obviously, and a little bit taller. Just like very easily him in his prime. And it's
So
a very...
I have a question for Dane.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're keeping an eye on, or at least keeping an ear to the ground for Orlain, seeing Aurelia walk up with at least some intent to head inside to check up on him physically, how does Dane react?
I mean, I think Dane knowing Aurelia is fine, but definitely probably giving a side eye of just I don't think it's the best idea to go in and check up. But he's not going to say it directly. Just, hey. They're
Energy
doing
of
their
you're
thing.
entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't do it, but it's up to you. You've known them longer than I have.
Little like, you know that 2-finger salute from the forehead at Dein? That's what he gets. Like,
Mm-hmm.
your opinion is noted.
Yeah, and just goes back to doing the regular kata.
Oh. And she will proceed carefully inside the tent.
Orlain, are you asleep?
Aurelia, you see something kind of worrying at first because you've never seen Orlain trance. It is. He's statuesque. He's barely breathing, and what breaths he's taking are short and shallow. Almost as if his body's trying to hyperventilate, but he's forcing himself to stay calm. He does not give a reaction as you step in, and there is no light inside this tent. All that you get as form of light is actually from his hair, which is slightly glowing.
Yeah, shiny boy.
Do not Twilight vampire my son, okay?
Chris, you did it to yourself.
No.
No, he's got Rapunzel hair. It's fine.
God damn it!
Hey.
Anyway, continue. How does Aurelia react to seeing this?
At least some mild concern because he looks like he's not having a great time.
Actually, I have a question for you, Fair.
Yes.
I don't know the extent of the heart spark. Would it react if Orlain felt genuine distress?
Depends. We'll go into that during this. But, Orlain, are you currently trancing?
Yes. Trying to,
Alexander.
but yes.
Alexander pipes up. Hey, Rels.
What?
Do you want that spell now?
You haven't even told me what it does yet.
Oh, it'll let you join an elf's trance. Temporary.
Why do you have a spell like that?
I fucked an elf. You know him.
Don't remind me about the fact you slept with my current boss. I don't like it. Oh, 1 second. Thank you.
Did Mama Gwen just hear that?
It's arguably not the worst thing she's ever heard me say in one of these games.
Fair enough.
Anyway, it's not the worst thing that's came out of any of our mouths around Mama Gwen.
No, it is not.
To fill in Jane a little bit, you remember Alrune, our boss? Yeah, Alexandra and him used to be a thing. And now the ghost of Alexandra lives rent-free in Aurelia's head, so she has to deal with that information. It sure is.
Now, Alexandra, speak up again. Do you want it or no? You can help them. I'm clearly not having a good time.
I mean, arguably, yeah, they're clearly having a shit time right now, Alexandra.
Why you gotta government name me every time you say my name?
Because I like watching you go, eh. What do you want from me? I mean, you really think I can help them?
Yeah, maybe. You never know until you try.
Fine.
Do you want to do it? If not, I'll just shut up.
I
Kill
mean,
myself.
I would like to help him, yes.
Oh, okay. Go to his back.
How's Orlain sitting right now?
That would be a complicated gesture, but not impossible. He's doing the
Yeah,
thing, like, he's very much, even in a trance, still a paranoid motherfucker, so he is facing the tent at the front of the tent, but it's not possible to get behind.
that does make my instinctive reaction accurate. Alexandra gets the expression of someone looking into the camera like they're on The Office.
She's just waiting for a reply.
And how do you suggest I do that?
Move them.
Gestures at Orlain. I know you can see what I do.
I know. Can you not move them?
One would think it's a bad idea to move someone while they're doing this.
Okay, then face palm their face. Put your whole hand, fingers spread, on their face.
Why?
It requires a full hand contact, and I don't know how close you are to this elf.
No, just place your hand completely on his tit. It's okay. He's used to
I
it.
was about to say, if he's wearing that outfit he is on his icon, Aurelia's just going to go, why not his chest? It's right there.
It's just his full tit grab.
Wait, that's a he? Damn. Congratulations. Alright.
I'm gonna quote that. Hold on, give me a second. That's a he? Damn, congratulations.
Welcome to Alexandra. Alright.
Sorry, that's killing me. Go ahead, do what you want. I'm gonna die. Hold on. Do what you want.
Aurelia, you're up.
For what? Hands on the titties. Alexandra's turn. What do you want from her?
As you put hand on tits, Alexandra just goes. The ghostly hand kind of leaves through your chest and draws a sigil on the back of your hand. And before you are able, if you want to try, you can do me a roll real quick. But as you are trying to like kind of discern what the sigil looks like, it's full on like Star Trek or no Star Wars hyperspace just into Orlain.
Okay, then.
As
Yeah, right.
your vision now kind of ghostly floats behind Orlain as Orlain. In your trance, you recently started. You've been getting through the couple days where you missed the good days. we'll say.
Or, yeah.
But from where Aurelia joins is what we will call the beginning. Aurelia, you see a scene with Tonros, the party's original paladin. The Earth
You
Monster.
mean her
Yes.
combat partner?
Your combat buddy. Your battle buddy. Standing in front as both Tonros and Orlain are standing in front of a tower, one of the first set of towers. And Jack is right there, smiling. You kind of catch the latter half of what was said as Orlain. Please repeat the last thing that Orlain said to Jack before he replied in a manner.
Aurelia, at first, it's overwhelming. The sounds around you and the silence. An elf's hearing is far better than their sight, and they rely on it. And you hear distant crickets, if you could call them that in this day and age. You hear rustling trees, and it's hard to focus on what's being said. But you do hear Orlain's cheerful demeanor say, "What, are you going to be a bitch about it?"
uh, maybe. You know, the best part about a joke, Orlain, is when it's funny, when it stays funny. And Aurelia, you watch as Jack is standing there, but in almost the snap of a finger, there is no more smile, no more light in the eyes. What was once a person now just feels like a void in space. There's nothing standing where he is. All light, all feeling, even the air itself seems to be dragging into where Jack is. But if the joke's not funny anymore, Orlain, I will snap your fucking neck. He snaps right back out of it with a smile. Good luck!
And Aurelia, in that split second of a moment, it feels like it drags on. A sort of panic of, I didn't want no finished sentences in a thought process that you don't understand. Of someone who feels both too young and too old at the same time, trying to process anything. And it's the moment that you realize that this is the first instance of Orlain's paranoia. The endless, I have to watch for everything all the time. I have to be ready. Because there's an instant in that moment of, when will the joke stop being funny? And he doesn't know. And then you just see, more than feel, Tonros place a hand on his shoulder, which snaps him out of the panic mostly. And the response is, let's get back to the base, with a smile that Tonros knows.
As the scene starts to die out, this day of the trance ending, it is a quick flash at the end of Grinny. Her fate. Proof that the joke can stop being funny. Proof that Jack can be serious. And from there, we switch to another map, another area. A classic. As I will ask Aurelia and Orlain to put tokens on this map respectively.
Oh, you've placed the map off to the side. Okay.
Yes. For context, the maps will be off kilter and off to the side for the maps are different from the scene. This map is the scene. These maps are the kind of extra maps, we'll call them. Aurelia, you kind of float there a bit and then see Orlain nearly falling backwards a bit from, if I remember correctly, Izanani's drag.
Yes.
A hand, a very creature-like hand grabbing Orlain's leg and dragging him back, pulling him back towards this spike pit on a place that had been dubbed a playground for her. What does Aurelia feel?
Aurelia, the only thing you can feel is, again, panic. The tightness of the chest, the sudden rush of adrenaline, the thought of, not here, not now, it can't, I won't. But he does nothing, he's frozen. He doesn't know how to react. It's too early in his quote-unquote career. He's not ready. He doesn't want to go. Or a different hand reaches out, a familiar one, grabs the front of his shirt, pulls him back by force, and you just see Jackie, giving him the look of, what the fuck were you doing? And then pulling him back out of the spike pit. How does Aurelia react?
One second here, guys.
Yup.
How's everybody feeling?
I'm just vibing, man. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I fear I do not have the proper context to fully appreciate some of these scenes.
You will not get them. These are scenes before the recording started. These
Yeah.
are early sessions. The highlights you normally will hear about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's very interesting, if nothing else. I feel like I'm watching a movie, or listening to one.
Sorry, there was a puppy being naughty.
Alrighty. How does Aurelia feel about the sudden sharp, adrenaline-based panic being caught by Jackie as she pulls him away from Izanani?
I would say, given that, she was there for this fight and she was, incredibly stressed during this fight because fuck did things keep happening. She's not surprised at how Orlain felt during this, but at the same time it's like oh boy. Because
this was literally the last thing that happened of at first being dragged back until someone pulled Izanani out and Orlain away from her.
Yeah.
He was stupid, very stupid back then, and he acknowledges it. There's even an overlying feeling in the trance of idiot, in that tone of self-deprecation. All right, Yufi.
Moving from that scene, we go to another. As you both. First, you appear, actually. Aurelia, one second. Sorry, Nox just texted me about Broker's Rider form and lore. I've been caught in the curse. Cool. But Aurelia, you arrive first. It's Izanani's base. But then it switches to Hopper's base. So many bases, so many different changing layouts, as if the place isn't important. And you see why pretty quickly after. This is the moment where Clyde showed up, asking for help, his voice echoing into your heads. Help! An arm missing, beaten, but surviving. Falling to the ground, snow, doesn't change, it doesn't stay the same. Whatever flecks of the ground stick onto Clyde never stay the same for long, as Orlain shows up next. And the scene you remember plays out a bit differently. Orlain,
Mm-hmm.
please describe how Orlain would have reacted with this sense mentally rather than what they did physically.
It's the feeling of anger, indignation and anger. Not towards Clyde, but towards some unseen force. Not towards Jack, not yet. But it is anger. And standing up, in his mental headspace at least. Standing up, rushing over to his father figure. Intrinsically wanting to help, but he's just a monk. He's just a heavy hitter. He can't do anything. He can't heal, he can't save anyone aside from making sure he doesn't let them get hit. And he curses. In Elvish at first, which is a flowery language, not dedicated to much of that at all. Then in Common, then in Celestial. Cursing the heavens, cursing everything he can, but it's just what he thinks. It's not what he does. Stayed silent then. He just agreed. But it's not what he wanted to do.
Aurelia, everything that is described and felt through Orlain, you sort of feel as well. flashes of comfort fall over you as you remember he's fine after this. He gets better. And slowly we cut to those better moments where Clyde's fine. He's missing his prosthetic, and both of them, but he's fine. He had to switch to the notepad, though, for everyone else, because much to his dismay, as you feel Orlain kind of describe, not everyone likes his weird voice in their heads.
But to Orlain, it is a comfort.
Exactly. So, Aurelia, you have a moment as the scenes begin to change again, where you see Orlain, actually see him, and you get the sense you can grab onto him. What do you do?
How does Orlain look right now?
In the
Yeah.
trance? He
To
looks.
be specific,
Yeah.
Orlain's outfits seem to be changing, but though they change, they are always the same. Artificer jacket, ranger pants, shoes, his monk attire, goggles from Artificer, everything about what is baggy and frilly from everything else is still there. But it's not as pristine as he pretends it is. It is more disheveled, unkempt. The frills have kind of straightened out. The goggles look cracked. The jacket is dirty. Pants, though they keep flip-flopping from the Rangers, more follower type to the the baggy monks. They almost seem torn at the knees, as if Orlain's fallen to his knees a few too many times in this place. Hair disheveled to hell and back, but moving like a rainbow.
I should note, you never see a color that dictates spring. The season for elves, for Eladrin elves of joy.
I mean, makes sense. It's been a fucked up 3 months.
4, technically, with the time skip here.
True.
So what does Aurelia do, seeing disheveled, tired, unkempt-looking Orlain?
Like, it's like, on one hand, she wants to try and, like, be reassuring that, he's not alone and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's like, she's not technically supposed to be here, and she's not even certain if she's wanted here right now.
So what do you do?
Sort of maybe slowly, reaches over, just like going to put a reassuring hand on his shoulder, like, yeah.
So you reach out to put a hand on his shoulder?
Yeah.
Alright. Yufi.
Uh-huh.
She placed a hand on his shoulder.
One moment. Relyn and Aurelia.
Mm.
Pick one or two.
One.
Aurelia, one or two.
For what?
Pick one or two. The numbers.
Why?
Trust me.
Do we need to pick
You
different
can pick the
ones,
same number.
or?
You can pick the same one if you want.
I mean, I guess I'll go with 2.
Alright, here we go. Ready? And flip. Aurelia. As you reach out, grab his shoulder, something grabs you in return. It is the black ichor that erupted from him after the Kartov fight. It stares at you. The shadow that Orlain is staring into stares back for a moment. Grabbing your hand, trying to mimic one of its own, it stares at you long enough for another hand to reach over and place her hand above the ichor. And you just hear, "Hush now. They're all right. It's Alexandra's magic. She can be here." And you see the floofiest head of fucking hair suddenly standing between you and Orlain.
Really, a voice. Yeah, sure, this might as well happen too.
As a hand kind of just knocks the ichor away from yours. And Orlain,
Mm-hmm.
you snap back to this sudden reality where the ichor is kind of retreating away from you. This shadow is retreating away from you. You were never alone in your trance. You were never alone before Aurelia showed up. Something was with you. And you just hear a gargled, "I know." And it slinks back, the red eyes disappearing into the puddle again. And this floofy hair just goes, "Well, I think this edge is sharp enough, Lord. You want to go somewhere safe?"
Well, huh? Just
Hey!
this distracted. I just went through hell 3 times over once again. I don't know what's happening kind of voice.
You immediately get a response of, "Oh, honey, you're trancing. You're going through all your memories. It's a lot. I think if you don't want to go through them, we can download it in the background. That's a thing, right?" And this floof of a person turns to you, Aurelia, and you see the grown-up, fully feminized version of Orlain. But with glowing green eyes and scars along her face. And she just looks like the definition of innocent.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Hi.
Aurelia fully buffering for a hot second. Hi?
What's your name, little one?
Aurelia?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I'll go get the garden set up. You interact with Orlain. And then there's just a woof of leaves.
I mean, Orlain can have tits if he wants them, but this was weird.
It's weird when the femme boyfriend is actually femme.
We'll get there eventually and everyone will die. But anyway. Orlain kind of looks around for a moment, dazed at first, but honestly, he doesn't seem like he's fully there. Kind of registering that he's not alone in his trance like he thought he was. And just staring at Aurelia with that look of, he's so tired. Every time he slept, it has only kept exhaustion at bay. And he just kind of smiles awkwardly. It's a true smile, one that he hasn't shown in a very long time towards anybody. Especially not to Morik, who, if he showed it to, you recognize, Aurelia, that if he showed this to Morik and then tried to smile normally afterwards, it would be immediate concern. And he just goes, I see you, figured out a way to check on me permanently.
To be fair, it's not mine. It's, you know, my roommate's. I don't know what she did.
Is the old nasty ass clown in my head right now?
Possibly.
There's like a.
That's fake. That didn't actually happen.
Let's say Aurelia has to physically stop herself from laughing. I don't think she came with.
Good, I don't think I could have another nasty ass clown in my head that isn't me. He just laughs. Clown behavior is not allowed during a trance. You have to be very serious, obviously.
Yes, just the most serious, clearly.
I cannot help the clownery that I do. Alright?
This is your circus as it is?
Is it? Well, no, I don't have a circus. I have all the monkeys, though. Including you.
Fair. You need a circus tent, I think.
Well, yes, but don't, bring that up to... What the fuck was her name again? I'm kind of out of it.
Alexandra, I believe?
Oh, good. Great. Isn't that... And he buffers for like a half second. As if he's trying to remember something. And then just shrugs. It must have not been important if I couldn't remember it. Just burn it all down, as it were. That's specifically targeted at Jackie's player. Jackie's gonna kill me. But, he just stares at you, Aurelia. What brought you to, And he looks around for a moment. Check up on me. Isn't Dein right outside?
He sure is. He also, like, grew an inch, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But, God, I said if I went to go check up on you, he'd rest, so. He also seemed really intent on getting me specifically to check up on you, so. Take that as you will.
Sweetie.
Yes?
Place your token at the edge of the map.
I'm sorry, I wasn't. Why is the map moving?
Because I forgot to adjust its size. Hush, let me make my mistake.
You were making it bigger as I was trying to zoom out a little bit, so it just created the trippiest fucking effect.
Yeah, I was looking and my brain went.
But, Orlain just laughs. So you used me as a form of bribery?
No, God, they used you as a form of bribery.
Ah, I see. He's getting better about that. Last time he tried, I believe, it was unsuccessful.
There's only a couple times you can try before you do something right.
Eh? And just looks towards the sound of her voice.
The moment you turn around, the pitch black portion of your mind, or the faded white, whatever your resting state may be, is suddenly fluttered away to this green area where you see a relatively average height elven woman placing a hand on a tree, going, "Feeling better, bud?" "I feel fine." "All right, stay in the tree."
Should I be concerned about that?
Are you going to be throwing around katanas, being a total edgelord tomorrow?
No. Like, just the very tired, like, I don't know what's happening.
I'm gonna take that as a no. Then no, you don't have to worry about anything. It's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about him. He's fine. You're fine, right? Don't answer that. You're fine.
Is Orlain's goop in the tree?
That is a person.
I think Orlain
Thanks, I
just
hate
starts.
it.
That's it. Orlain just starts giggling like a maniac, just almost hysterical.
See,
Do not.
I know what that sounded like, and I continued to say it. Aurelia doesn't.
Oh, you sweet summer tiefling child. Please do not goop in my trees.
Okay?
Just straight up dies like a hyena cackle.
There you go. Laugh for your grunty. Wonderful.
My who? What?
I'm your great help. And you see her stop and restart as she does this one finger at a time. Great grand auntie grunty. And she does like little jazz hands.
He kind of steps a little bit forward, and he just stops as he realizes that he's not in the best of conditions, and he looks horrified to meet anybody related to him, and he looks this fucking awful.
As if she can read your mind, she goes, "You look fine. I'm not exactly the prettiest face, but I still bagged an absolute baddie." Stop. Oh, fuck off. You're just jealous it wasn't you. We share a face. Ooh, in your dreams you do. I
Should
will
I?
come out of this tree. As long as you're not coming in it. And she starts backing up towards you.
You're going to get killed one of these days.
Yeah, that one kind of finished itself off, didn't you think?
He's trying very hard to stay serious, but he because I'm nice.
I mean, she's standing there, shoulders raised, finger guns up, doing the pew pew, with like the biggest shit-eating grin, just like.
I can't believe I'm related to you, to be fair. But honestly, I can't believe I'm related to Rook either.
Oh, Mister, yeah, I see it. I can see it. Weirdly, I can see it. Because of course my parents fucked after I died. That's clearly we weren't bougie enough.
But I really don't. What's happening here?
Your trance is too long. I'm shortening it. Technically, he's, points to the tree, is gonna go through your trances. You're gonna keep the memories and actually get the fucking rest, but you're just not gonna have the depressive episode that kind of wanes you off of doing this. Because, sweetheart, and like she gremlin stances down to your level, sweetheart, I will revivify myself and whoop your ass.
Great, I guess. He just looks tired.
Take a nap. You can actually take one here and it'll be effective. Fucking wild.
No, thank you though.
All right.
I do
Like
not
you're
know
fine.
you. Great. You know me. That's wonderful. That's not a challenge.
Yes,
But
you do.
it-
You know me.
oh, great. This is another one of the great, wonderful.
No, you stop. Ozzy told you my name.
Yes, I know. What? Huh?
I'm Madeline Orthros.
Oh, great. You. And just the
Yeah,
just the fucking It's like I
yeah.
know a lot of different names. You had to be a little bit more specific. I
I'm the
know
one related
everyone's.
to you that's not coming back.
That's ominous. I don't like that.
Well, because I died like fucking a while ago.
But you said the only one that's not coming back. That's ominous. You realize what you're a thing.
No,
Great.
I guess
And
Alexander and the rest of them aren't coming back. I don't know how the fuck Alpha came back. He doesn't have a soul, but I guess he does.
do you can? I'm not getting into that. I think I might just pass out if I get into my theories here.
You can talk theories with him. And motions for the tree again.
I don't like any of this. Can I go?
Not yet.
Great.
Just stay here. Relax.
I don't
Unwind,
know.
for fuck's sake.
I don't know how to do that. I think you understand that I don't know how to do that.
You know how to fight?
Yes?
Fight me?
Why? I think that's a bad idea.
You're a monk? I'm a monk.
Yeah, great. Wonderful. I guess I did get something from you.
Oh, no, that's coincidence.
Great. Even worse.
That's old, glitch faces coincidence.
Yes. Give me a second. And he just sits down cross-legged and just rests his head in his hands. Like he's trying to process something.
As you're processing, Aurelia, you just get the horrifying thing of the green eyes suddenly move from the grand nephew to you. Like head snap style. Hi. You good?
Don't jump scare her. Jesus.
Well, you guys move really slow, we're faster than you.
Because you're dead?
No, we're just naturally faster than you. How do you think you guys talk to our spirits so quickly?
I assume whatever goes on in my head with Alexandra is weird.
Well, technically it's not in your head, it's in person.
Sure.
Yep.
Might as well happen.
Do you guys just not ask questions? Like, legit.
I fucking do. I don't get answers. And then just fucking throws his hands
I'll
up.
answer you.
I'm tired. I don't want to think. Just
Then
the
don't. Just don't think, ask questions, I'll give you the answer to the best of my ability. For fuck's sake, we're family. Of course I'd answer you, honestly.
I don't believe that.
Do you know me? And she leaps and then lands legs applecross style in front of you. And just goes, have I done anything to allude that I would lie to you?
No, but neither did Jack.
Don't know who that is.
Oh, great. This is wonderful.
Well, okay. Do you have questions about Jack? We can probably piece together some things.
Why me? He just sounds like a fucking petulant kid. I'm just like, why me?
For what? Why were you chosen, or why are you his weird fucking, from what I can guess, attention?
Yes, the latter.
I don't know.
No,
My
great.
guess?
You're someone special.
Well, I don't want to be special. I just want to be me.
Then be you.
What? That's not helping.
Just because you are someone special does not mean you have to be that special person. It is your life. You
Is it?
cannot control the views. Yes, it is. You cannot control the views that others have of you, but you can control the view of yourself.
I want to die. Just that instant.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Kind of hurts.
He sounds like a petulant kid in my head right now. He just sounds like a fucking 5-year-old being put into timeout and being talked to.
I got stabbed like pretty hard. It sucked. Fucking Everblight over there melted. I didn't melt. You melted. You're a puddle. It's not my. I am not melted. You're melted. Melted boy, say what? Eat shit and die. Already did. Wasn't that good?
Oh god, Orlain's vodka aunt. Yeah, that's basically what Madeline is. No, but Orlain just finally like lays down instead of just sitting there thinking. He just sighs. I just wanted to stop for a second.
Then take a break. Say
I
no.
I don't think I have the authority to do that.
Okay, are you answering to yourself or others?
Yeah, mostly others.
Then answer to yourself. You are the boss of your own breaks. Take one. Take one right now. Or get up and wander around. You can explore. This is based off my memories. A trance can connect you to your ancestors. I'm one of your ancestors. Go look around my home village. Unwind. Take a chill pill. Look at your heritage. Do what you want.
Do you know
You're an
anything
orc
about
girl.
Dracarians?
No. I know about dragons. Xandra tried to fuck one once. Aurelia got jealous.
Well,
I think Alpha succeeded, actually.
To be clear, the first name that was said about fucking dragons was Alexandra, right?
Yeah, Xandra specifically.
Aurelia's face is in her hands again.
Just the instant mom worry of, oh, hon, you okay?
I don't want to be cursed with knowing what Alexandra has and hasn't slept with.
apparently her pussy's that good. I don't know.
Oh, sweetie. And, like, you just get the immediate, like, genuine regretful, are you her champion vessel? Is her soul in you?
Do you mean does she live rent-free in my head? Sometimes, yes.
Well, no, we're technically stitched to your core. Well, they are. I'm just dead.
Ma'am, I had to deal with Alexandra giving me more info than I would like about Elrune while I was looking at him.
Just bring up the diaper incident. It'll shut her right up. You don't have to know it. Just the mention of it shuts her up.
That's terrifying.
It absolutely is. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to curse you with that. I'm a nice person. Now, Orlain, what about a Dracarian? Do you want to know?
So, hear me out.
I'm listening. I can do nothing but.
I know generally the idea of marriage, yes?
Ooh, sugar.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a bit of a different take on that one for us, but go off.
I had a feeling. It was an instinctive thing for me, honestly. But, I, I genuinely fucking care for someone. It's not just a fling. So,
We know.
great. Yeah, this it makes it easier, I think. This is going to sound incredibly selfish, and I apologize, Aurelia, for you overhearing it. But,
Pause.
hmm?
Why do you need to be sorry for being selfish?
Because this, all that we're doing is for other people. I don't think being selfish is the right way to go.
If all you're doing is for other people, then you need to know that you deserve selfish moments.
That's nice, but I don't see a point.
It's not nice, it's the bare minimum, Orlain. Be selfish and be proud of it.
Don't want to. It's complicated, I guess. It's just, why the fuck do I feel like talking more to someone I don't know? Weird.
You're the only one that can answer that.
He pauses for a moment, kind of not lips pursed, but kind of thinned out, as if he's trying to keep himself from talking, restraining from being comfortable for whatever reason. And he just sighs for after a moment. I genuinely seem to believe that you would listen.
As I will.
But I don't know you.
One more time.
But I don't know you.
Do you have to know family to trust them? Did you know Rook? Outside of what was it, 3 interactions?
No, I just had a feeling I should trust him.
Do you have that feeling for me?
Yes, and I don't know why.
Then trust it. Your gut will always lead you to the right direction.
Relyn, no, not the right time. Please stop simping openly for your husband. Quit it. I swear to Jesus, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him. Ugh.
No. Let him be gay.
I hate you.
Absolute skill issue, much like the absolute Batman is a fucking tank.
He kind of smiles and goes, well, I guess, not my gut, but my heart led me to him, so I guess there's some measure of selfishness in that.
Trust your heart and to trust your gut are two different things.
I know. I'm just worried that my heart is going to get me in trouble one of these days, if it hasn't already. He hesitates for a moment in this brief silence,
Mm-hmm.
and very quietly, as if he's trying not to be overheard by Aurelia, but doing a poor job of it, for once. and just, do you think I'm a good man?
Who are you asking?
You? I'm talking to you.
No, that's not my question. Who are you asking?
He just buffers. It was just like, I don't. Looks into the camera like he's on The Office. Like, what's happening? Am I having a stroke? Did I not clarify?
Aurelia,
Yes,
sweetheart,
ma'am?
do you think Orlain is a good man?
I do, yes, and I do think he's trying his best.
Hey, Everblight. Goop in the tree. Do you believe he's a good man? Oh, he must be napping. He's not whole, so it takes him a while to form sentences. He thinks you're a good man, though. I know he does. He wouldn't be as helpful in moments if he didn't. You seem like a very good man to me.
And
So I'll ask you
Orlain
again.
at like the sentiment of all three of them kind of believing that he's good. The creeping exhaustion that was there before kind of settles onto his shoulders like a blanket. And he just slumps a little bit. As if getting confirmation that it's okay.
Relyn?
Hmm.
Who are you asking?
Didn't I already say this?
You told us what you told us what you thought, or rather who you thought you were asking, but no one. What was it? God. Simple, but I don't remember it. And you watch as the tree kind of creaks open. No good man asks if he is a good man without asking himself last. There we go. Bitch! Back in the tree. And the grumble of a pitch black hand slumping back into the tree with an eye looking at you, Orlain. Just slowly vanishes as the roots cover it.
I want to be. Just the quiet admittance of he doesn't think he is, not yet, but he's trying.
Improve it to yourself. We are the Orthros. A head of joy for the people to enjoy, the people to bask in our favor, and one drenched in blood, willing to make the sacrifices and protect others, crossing lines no one will. We are the Orthros, the crest of the two-headed hound. I think it's time you be the other head for a while.
I think at that point he does fall asleep.
Slump.
He is kind of laying down. I did say that earlier. He was laying down fully. He
Oh,
just
the comfy set in.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, Aurelia,
Yes,
I'm gonna
ma'am?
I'm gonna kick you out now. You gotta go meet a friend.
A friend?
The vampire brought somebody that I think you would probably be the best to be introduced to first. I'll stay with Orlain.
Okay.
Head pat. You're a good kid.
Thank you.
Bye. Pokes you on the head as you awaken at open it, Ethan. Back at the base. Oh, wrong base. Wrong base. What the fuck? There it is. Relyn. Still with us?
No, I've been listening.
Please put your token right there next to Derek's.
Ready?
I will say, as they were setting up for this, for the meeting of Relyn, at least one of the party members, Aurelia, you come back into the present, or whatever present you at least understand. And Orlain is no longer having the short, shallow breaths. It is calm and proper. And his head is hung a little bit, but he seems to be leaning back against something.
He's sleeping.
He's properly trancing now. Fuck yeah.
So I assume they will get to actually talk next session.
No, we're gonna end off with the intros, actually.
Because
So,
we're at like 2:30 right now.
yeah, we still got at least an hour and a half left. So we've got time for you guys to actually have a proper introduction.
I'm
If
sorry,
we're at-
I'm clearly not following things. Then what's going on?
The party is meeting Relyn. Derek is bringing. You were told by Madeline that Derek is bringing up Relyn.
Okay, but if we're leaving off on the intros, then
It's a euphemism. Ignore it. I misspoke.
okay.
We're not leaving off yet. I'll let you guys know when we're finished. All right, we're good. So, Aurelia, do you go meet them first, or do you let the other two know that, hey, someone's here?
Well, I mean, confirm that something is going on first, because, you know, it's one thing to be told by a ghost that something's going on.
I say this in a silly tone. How dare you not believe the only actually dead person that stays dead?
To be fair, the others are dead too. They're just haunting people.
Yufi,
Yeah? What's up?
Dane's asking if he would see, since he kind of has a direct sight line to Relyn and Derek.
No, wrong thing. Walk and measure a path. There we go. 140.
Just see the measurement line going.
Oh, thank you. What the fuck is that tool? Oh, I did the move, not the measure. Oh, bitch, I chose. That's somebody's tattoo right there. This shit, somebody would get this. Oh, fucking. Is it this tool? It's this tool. Okay, cool. You are, yeah. Like stated before, you're 125 feet away. You can technically see the line of sight for a bit, but I imagine that your first line of sight would follow up. God damn it, Jackie, don't prove my point.
You were
but,
saying Yufi?
yeah. You would see direct line of sight, but you would see Derek come in first because he led the way.
He's also kind of, I would assume, taller.
Yes, and
much more of a presence.
Yeah, he has much more of a presence. Relyn, how tall is Relyn in like perpetuity? In comparison to Derek again?
Relyn is standing at a nice 5'9".
Oh, nice.
Versus the the fucking, I think it was like 6'2".
Yeah, something like that.
So you do see the 6'2" tired vampire dad. But the thing that catches you off guard is the furled wings behind him as he suddenly stares and locks eyes with you before Aurelia comes out of the tent and becomes the new victim of that line of sight.
Aurelia coming out of the tent just like, what the fuck did I just miss?
Dane meets it with a toothy smile.
We're in the wrong place. Let's leave them in mind.
I don't know if they'd be able to see just him just massive smile or not. Like, it's a distance. You can make out body shape, but you can't really make out facial expressions, I think.
His fucking eyes, maybe. But
Fair
What do
enough.
your vampire
off.
eyes see? Who's going off?
What do your special vampire eyes see? The nearest McDonald's.
Terrible. I love it, but terrible.
I think Raylan's gonna take this second of stare down to kind of peek out from behind Derek. Oh, there's people here. Saying to Derek, because I don't think the other ones can hear her.
I think the only one that'd be able to hear her would be Gade. If they're still right there.
Is that fence area open?
Yufi?
Which one? The one
The one that
beside
got
Relyn?
in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's
Okay.
not open. It doesn't have a real gate. It's just like waist high.
Okay, but it can be seen into.
Yeah, and Gade
Okay.
is staring like prolonged eye contact at Relyn.
Prolonged eye
Prolonged eye
contact.
contact. Prolonged eye.
Prolonged
God damn
eye contact.
Unhinged.
Please don't let that be
Anyway.
a group vocal stem.
All right, back on the tracks for a second.
Alright, back on him.
How old is Gade? About? Like in appearance?
Old or tall?
Like-
What are you asking me exactly?
Does Gade look like a kid?
No. Gade
Okay.
looks kind of around your age, maybe just a year younger. If he's got that sad baby face thing of like he could be 40 and you'd think he's 20.
Oh, okay.
He gets ID'd everywhere.
Oh, he's got that good skin.
Raylan is going to stare back for just a second before kind of waving, breaking eye contact, turning back to Derek. Are these people to be trusted?
How intensely do you look at Gade real quick?
How is he looking at me? I guess would be the indicator of that.
Just staring at you inquisitively, like eyebrow raised. He's got the gauntlet on and he's reaching for like one of the weapons. Like he was mid-reach whenever you guys showed up. So he's just like got a hand on like one of the axes.
So I think that actually that little misunderstanding that ends up happening is going to change that. So she at first looks at him with very kind, like, oh, there's just a person, like she's just observing the area, and then she sees his hand on the axe, and maybe it's because she's was out in the wilderness for a while before Derek found her. Maybe it's the fact that when Derek found her, it was not a very gentle thing. But she sees that axe and her brain goes danger, and her eyes kind of dead set onto him, very much hawk stare.
Give me a history check with disadvantage.
Okay,
And then follow it up with a wisdom save.
history check. You said disadvantage on the history.
Disadvantage, yes.
Okay.
Remember to roll in this server
Yep.
for Albert.
Five
Oof.
for the history.
All right.
Yep. And you said a wisdom
Yeah.
save. Okay, that's regular roll, right?
Yep, regular.
9.
Your breathing gets kind of quicker as Gade's form flashes in your mind. As you see green hands, pink hair before multiple of the kind reaching out, tapping on the glass you once hid behind, by choice but by force, examining your vitals. And before you can get a clear face, what was blurry before, seeing Gade, you see multiple of him now in that one memory that strikes you. Numbers on each of their clothings. But as you snap back to this reality, hyperventilating a little bit, this Gade that you see and kind of recognize is a lot more built, wearing a normal t-shirt and has a bandana on his arm and an actual weapon. So the panic that was before at like an even 6 and rising 11.
She will immediately make a very I don't know if owls can screech, but she will do her best. And immediately the Makawaddle appears in her hand, reverse script, just like in a ready stance.
Gade instinctively crouches near the ground, hand on the gauntlet on the ground, like whoa, what the fuck?
Relyn, very much kind of not trying to start a fight because that is very unladylike. Will again turn to Derek. I do not like that one.
Clearly. And you just get a smack on the back of the head. Put that away.
You trust him?
I can kill him.
Fair enough. And she will unsummon. Very much a scary dog privilege thing going on here.
Yeah, full on the scary dog privilege, but Gade keeps his out and just kind of like slowly backs the fuck up. So, no. Creepy motherfucker. Blink! kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That one punk sense kind of thing, like, blink, motherfucker, damn!
That's another thing. Unless she's confused, she does not blink very often. Again, an owl trait. I'm very much playing into the owl side of an owlin.
Come on.
All right.
I think the first thing you'd pick up is you can hear the clinking of metal as heavy footsteps, not running, but definitely walking quickly, start to approach. I don't know if you can exactly see from behind Derek.
What did
But-
that whole scenario look like from these guys' perspective?
Like a very
Probably-
bad first impression. That's what it looks like.
Fair enough. All right, let's do this.
Derek?
What? You get a facelift? The fuck happened to you?
I am simply a better form of myself. As Dane just
Lose the
taps
poetry.
on what was it, his breastplate, just with the back of his hand. I became my paladin.
Good for you. Where's Aurelia?
That
Back at
would be behind me.
Hey,
Tryphon just
little
so
horn.
helpfully pointing
Come
as
here.
he's.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's fine.
1, don't call me that. 2, what the hell?
I found him. Her? Her. Found her out in the
Okay,
wild.
and
Hey, do a thing with the sword.
She will again summon the Mako Waddle. A lot less tensed up this time, though.
Think that falls under your jurisdiction.
Another
Oh.
one.
Got the other one too.
Relyn, the character, doesn't have context for the extremely wary sigh she lets out.
I'm gonna step around Derek to stand beside him.
And so we've got another one.
Looks like it. Leaving it to y'all. Y'all's business. Y'all's problem.
I take it you all can summon your own weapons.
Everyone can summon their own weapons, that's how it works.
How about
What?
2?
Yes.
That's what makes you all unique.
So I was told.
Sometimes more.
The fucking head turn of the fuck does that mean?
Dane's
Of
up to at
course.
least 3 now, 4 if
Or
Stop.
whatever's going on
Speedrun.
here is what's going on.
Stop speedrunning them.
I
How about
don't
no?
think you can tell Dane what to do.
it is not my objective to. I simply am here to do as I am divine to do.
I love how the three musketeers of idiocy are going into this, and Orlain's trancing right now.
But Dane will step forward and put out an open hand for a handshake. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Dane.
She's gonna pause for just a second, and then she's going to. She's wearing pants, so it looks a little weird, but she's going to curtsy. Relyn,
I see. And Dane will take a full, bow. Kind of laying into the outstretched hand into a more flourish instead. Kind of a graceful motion, kind of not, as it is a little bit awkward.
feel like she's just gonna turn left at Tryphon. And you are?
Tryphon just sort of does a nod with like the 2-fingered salutes, just like name's Tryphon.
I see. You get a slight bit of I'll work on my delivery eventually. You get a slight hint of like miffed out of that I see.
Dane does a bow and everything, trying to just like stop.
Yeah. Hang on.
Dane has his arms crossed and he's just clearly happy to be there.
Okay. And she turns to the left. I would assume your name is not Littlehorn. She does chuckle a bit when she says that.
You don't get to call me that either. I'm Aurelia.
I have no intention. I was merely trying to lighten the mood a bit. Bad joke. I apologize.
Yeah, well, you're the latest replacement for someone we've lost, so.
Ah.
Pardon if I'm not all that overjoyed to see you here yet.
I will forgive the frosty reception then. Do you know this one? And she points back at oh dear. Got it.
Got it, yeah.
Yeah, that's Gade. He's.
A wet paper towel.
He's
Wow.
with all the training he's been doing, he's more than that now, but
A dry paper towel.
you don't need to worry about him.
Could you explain to me why there's multiple of him?
Something about clones, as far as I understand it.
I mean, don't we have one of them somewhere around here?
He's in the back, yes.
Is
Yeah,
he
and
the basis for the clones then?
ugh, hell if we know.
There's been a lot of questions, but not quite as many answers.
I see. Well, I think it's best we stay apart for now. Me and him.
I mean,
As
from
long as you're not
scripture,
pulling your weapon on him, that's fine by me.
I apologize. That was very unladylike of me. I simply overreacted to something.
You wouldn't be the first one.
and probably won't be the last either.
Yeah. You hungry? Would you like some drink? I know we have a few we can spare, and if anything, your travels might have been difficult. Let's see, you are welcome. And just kind of
Yep.
butts into the conversation and just, come on, let's go.
I appreciate the concern. My needs have been currently met. I would like to rest for a moment. I've been walking for a while.
3 hours and 25 minutes. And then there's just a thunk, thunk, as there are now 2 pieces of paper on this quest board that have been placed in, one with a knife, the other with a large dagger. And Derek goes, I'm going back to what I was doing. Bye. And he just leaves.
Why the knife?
Keep them. They're for the owl. They got shit. They got jack shit. And then he just
Well,
leaves.
Let's get you sorted then. Let's see. Who's in the tents? Because I know Dane is currently taking this couch down here.
Tryphon,
tents are for
Tryphon's
you.
yeah.
Okay.
Tryphon's been staying in this tent, but
Like semi-affectionately, this is the same kind of. This is the faction that commonly sleeps in the same room together simply because it's cold.
Mhm.
So pile up for warmth. So the tents are simply there if you just want to be alone.
The Relyn is going to first read the papers on the board, and then if they don't seem important enough to keep them there, she will remove the knives.
You gonna read the papers?
Yeah.
One of them reads entirely in Elvish. The other one is in Common. The Common one says, "Cave's got a lot of weird noises in it. Look into it. Make sure it's clear. Rogue base might use it later." And then it's got coordinates.
So Tryphon can read Elvish.
Mm-hmm.
Dane can read Dwarvish.
What does the one in Elvish say?
Orlain, meet me at these coordinates once you're done. Need your help.
Hmm.
Bring others
What?
if you want.
Oh, one of these is for Orlain.
I'd
I
assume
assume the
they'd
one
have the
not
name
written in the
Orlain in
common tongue.
common.
What's up?
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I just said, Relyn just said, I assume the one not written in the common tongue.
Yeah.
I was saying I think they would write Orlain in common text, at least. Just so they...
Actually, you can write a name in Elvish like that. So it's awkward, but it's technically possible.
Well, I was just more saying for the brevity of... For people who can't read this is for this specific person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Relyn, just make sure that at least the one in common is in somebody's possession. If nobody volunteers to take it immediately, she'll just put it within her pack, and then she will take the knives.
I think...
I assume, like, Dein took the paper off the wall to read it, so that's just gonna be assumed that it was in... Or, not Dein? No, Dein doesn't read it. Tryphon, sorry. Got mixed up.
You could also
I mean, I'll take the
potentially
one in common.
You could also potentially go see if Orlain's awake.
Tryphon's honestly going to go do that. It's just like, well, while you guys are doing whatever, I'm going to go see if Orlain's awake enough to take this.
Dane's just gonna turn around from the board and just ask Aurelia, so how did it go? Or, how are they doing first? And then...
That's what I think.
Better? That is good. And... But you think... Do you have a good feeling? Or is it... by logic better?
Well, they're not twitching and they seem to be actually resting now, so...
Okay. I understand. Did you do anything, or did you just... watch them rest better?
Did not watch them rest. My resident... She'll gesture at her head. Did something, and I saw part of their trance.
It wasn't pleasant, I assume.
Very much not so. But, you know, we've been through the wood chipper the last few months, even before we met up with you guys, so that's to be expected.
Can Relyn see the fucking giant?
Yes. Yes, you can. You're talking to a Genasi and Smart.
Cool. She's just gonna, like, while this conversation is going on, skirting as far away from that fenced-in area and Gade as possible. She's going to make her way down.
Oh, sorry.
Would you think we need to check in on them regularly, or...?
I think they'll be fine now. On the front of actually trancing and resting, at least.
Okay. I was thinking of showing our new companion around. Would you like to keep...
It is at this moment that Dein notices that Relyn is gone.
Oh no, Dane's keeping a clear eye, especially since they walked right behind Aurelia, basically.
Yes.
Snoopy, you think you can take care of the watch then with Tryphon?
The watch?
Just in case something bad happens. It is better to be around than not. Sure,
I mean, I don't think anything is going to happen, but sure.
Call it an intuition. Or a protector's mark.
It's called paranoia, Dane?
Paranoia is constant.
Yes, because we're traumatized.
By the way, Tryphon,
Yeah.
how close do you get to Orlain?
Oh, well, probably not like in his fucking face.
Are you going to get within 5 feet of that bastard?
Yes. Just
How this is going to tell what mind state Orlain is in. How warm does Tryphon run?
Probably somewhat warm, not like super warm, but
Not as warm as Aurelia runs.
He
Still
runs
warmer-
as
Not as
warm
warm-
as a goat.
Not as warm as Dane.
But still
To be
warmer than a
fair-
winter Eladrin, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Get yoinked, bastard.
Everyone outside just hears their breathing. Ah!
Does Aurelia and Dane just go, what the fuck?
So I think, Aurelia, I think we is a bit of a strong term. I believe I am fine.
You can believe whatever you like.
As I
Just
will.
the, from distance.
I believe
Cut off.
I am fine.
Relyn,
Just happened.
the sound of Tryphon yelping in in a little bit of panic, we'll do the like owl head 270 thing and stare at the tent for a second. As she's walking up to the giant, by the way, she's like almost there. She hears the yelp. Her head does like a basically a 270, looks over, and then spins back around.
I'm going
That
to
was
trust you are
concerning.
going to check that out. I am going to make sure Relyn is sorted.
Alright.
And Dane is just gonna sidestep and
Just as a warning, we are at 310.
All right.
we leave it there then, or
Now we'll keep going.
That's up to everybody
Wait, guys.
else.
I'm saying this up front. I'll let you guys interact normally, and once we reach 4 hours, we'll just let you know. We gotta finish talking. I want this to feel real, so go for it.
It does feel real, you dumbass.
Sure does feel like Tryphon's really stuck right now.
How tall is Tryphon?
He is 6'2". Hold on, let me double check that. 6'1". I was off by 1 inch. Fuck, we're still tall. Tall and a beanpole.
You're
then-
going to get cuddled by a sleepy Orlain. Get fucked.
Tryphon's just laying there getting cuddled by Orlain, blinking and staring into the camera of the office, just like, okay, huh?
Baffled. He's baffled.
Constant cold side of the pillow, by the way. Enjoy that.
Pyector.
Question is, how long does this go on? Because Tryphon may at some point be just like, alright, fuck it, sleep.
It depends on if Aurelia joins.
Well, she's
Orlain
going to
is the
stick her
cat.
head inside the tent to check.
Just see Tryphon and Orlain together. Just Tryphon sees Aurelia is just like, hey.
I see you got too close.
It seems like it, yeah. I'm not getting any help with this, am I?
I mean, depends really.
On what?
Oh,
Just the sleepiest, like, oh, there's more warmth at the corner of my perception and reality. Just the pathetic pawing of an Eladrin. Just come here. Come here. Come here. Like, I know you're there. Come here.
Tryphon just watches this for a moment before it looks at Aurelia. It's just like, I think you're wanted.
seems so. Do you want me to try and trade places with you?
Sure.
Indiana Jones, this bitch.
Correct, Indiana Jones, this bitch.
The question is, do they succeed in trading places, or does Orlain just yoinks them both?
That depends, honestly. Does Tryphon actually want to leave?
It feels like he's only half trying.
Listen, it's been stated that Orlain is very comfy. He's pillow shaped.
That is true. He do be comfy.
Fucking, you know what? I'm just going to roll a face dex check with disadvantage because fuck it, why not?
Okay.
Wow, okay,
No one made you do that with disadvantage.
I did it because he was only half trying. Just an okay.
He has accepted his fate. You are now a teddy bear for the next couple hours.
Cat lawed by an elf.
Eventually he will just be like, alright, screw this.
Cat lawed? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Cat lawed by an elf.
Yeah. When a cat lays like down on you and you can't move or else they'll run off. Cat lawed.
Oh yeah, no. I know what you mean. I've just never heard it called that before. Being cat lawed. I'm gonna use that.
So,
Right.
Aurelia, you are the warmer of the three. Congratulations. You're not allowed to move now.
Oh, she lives here now?
She lives here now. This is the cuddle pile zone.
Dein and Relyn are eventually going to check in on them, just like none of them have been out of this tent for a while. Oh.
Even worse, Jackie might come back and go, "You had a cuddle pile without me?"
Meanwhile, Rook just. No, I'm gonna go back to being depressed. Depressed cowboy, away! They're not all hits.
I think you just got Orlain with that.
Anyway.
Depressed cowboy, away!
You gotta say with an accent and cadence. Depressed cowboy, away!
You're being
Depressed
threatened with a
cowboy.
gun. Someone is at least.
Likely Orlain, because they're having a cuddle pile without Jackie.
Well, maybe if Jackie would get over here.
Jackie's with her boyfriend.
Fair.
If you guys are curious about what Jackie's doing right now, for the recording, Jackie is not feeling good right now. That's why they're not vocal. They're mainly in the muted VC we have in the Discord server. In canon, Rook is teaching Jackie how to ride the goddamn bike. Otherwise,
Quote
the
unquote.
moment Jackie returns to the group, it's just gonna be like, look what I can do! Right into a wall.
Okay, Jackie.
And that's why I say quote unquote.
You goddamn whore.
Uh,
You all fucking vibe.
I will say
Uh,
Orlain is probably having that moment of complete and utter, like, it's not coma nap, but it's the nap of I will sleep for the next 10 hours because I am exhausted. It's, oh god, it's beyond melatonin.
Hmm.
That's what it is.
as Dane makes his way over to Relyn, after seeing her do the freaky 270 owl thing, uh, she will say to him as he approaches, "Is your friend all right?"
I sent Aurelia after Tryphon to make sure they are alright. I believe they will make sure everything is well suited. I am
Aurelia seems to be. Oh, sorry.
just here to make sure everything goes smoothly for you.
You mean keep an eye on me?
No, I mean
I'm not
make
offended.
sure. Dane's smile just grows. I'm not trying to keep an eye on you. I want to make you feel welcome. Something I don't think I was afforded the luxury. Not
You
because of the
see.
fault of
Oh, sorry.
others, but... Yeah, no, sorry, I left that pause. Not because of the fault of others, just circumstance. And at the very least, if you have any questions, or just want someone to inquire with, I am here.
Yeah, actually. Um, how much do you remember?
Almost nothing, if anything. And you just hear this weird joy in his voice. It's like a jubilance that it's hard to understand in that context. It's a very opposite statement for what it should be.
And I am good company.
As far as I know, not many of us know anything from past cycles. If anything from our past lives.
You remember
I
starting this one?
This one I do remember pretty vividly, as it was not very long ago, and I have my journal.
Let's see. You see, I'm in the unique position, maybe not unique, where I have my name and a shady memory of something that happened to me in the past. And that is it.
I say welcome then, as I believe I have two memories to my name, and my name.
She'll smile a bit.
Dane's smile
Um,
just never leaves. He's just happy. It's a very, you can feel this sense of just joy radiating off of him. Along with the heat he just radiates. He's just a very warm person.
you know, Dane. Or wait, you introduced yourself, right? She knows your name? Dane?
Mhm.
She knows your
Yeah.
name, right? Okay.
Yes. I introduced myself when I initially
Okay.
tried to put out my hand.
Right. You seem very. What is the term I used to use? It's very heart shaped.
I can appreciate that. I would hope I give off that warmth. I want to at least make something better of today, so tomorrow can be even better. I only ask you deal with my poetic speaking.
I am not unused to your what manner of speech, Dane.
If I may inquire, then, if it is not off topic, what do you wield? I saw a glimmer of something possibly blunt earlier. I was too far away when you had it initially. And if you wish to see mine, I will gladly do mine as well.
I do not see why. I don't see why not, I suppose. And she will summon the Monkawattle, which, speaking into the camera a bit, a Monkawattle is at least from my knowledge of it, Yufi, correct me if I'm wrong, it is a long, like, board, looks like a cricket bat, and then the edges are studded with traditionally obsidian, though in this case it could be a couple of other things.
Yeah, depends on
Yeah.
what you want to flavor text it as.
Yeah. I think
Blank.
she.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, what?
Blank
Okay.
IRL knows what a Makawaddle is. I don't think Dane would, personally.
Fair enough. But yes, it's got like uh you said it's I think you actually described it to me when you gave me the thing. Is it Yeah, so it's 13 shards, 7 on the back, 6 on the back, 7 on the front.
Yep.
Okay. So what Dane sees is a long flat board that on either edge is studded with these or is studded with spikes that almost seem to be made of like talon, very much like her own talons.
Okay.
And just for a second, you swear you see just a little bit of energy pulse off of it as it moves.
You see Dane's, like, eyes and just expression shift into something of, like, curiosity and just awe. Just, like, very curious about the weapon and just there's no hidden emotion. There's nothing along those lines. It's just a pure sense of wonderment at the uniqueness of the weapon that you wield. It's not like a childlike wonder, but that's very interesting. As you see him recollect himself and summon slowly, you can see the golden light from his left hand that's cracked kind of form into a slow but long silhouetted thin greatsword. Yeah, basically.
I believe I described earlier as a great rapier, but you said it was more like an epee? Like a foil?
Almost, kind of, yeah.
Like a bladed fencing foil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With a basketed kind of hilt that can be wielded one-handed, but is very obviously meant to be dual-handed.
Very elegant weapon for how blunt the rest of you seems to be.
I do not like to hide things. It is only natural to be honest with your surroundings as much as it is to be with yourself. And I will not let myself be someone I am not.
Do you know who or what you are?
I know I am hope. And that is who I will be. He just kind of closes his eyes as he responds to you, and then opens them once he's finished saying that, as almost like he recited something. It doesn't feel practiced, but it's very much he knows that line very well.
Funnily enough, I wrote this in my notes, never intending to use it. I have a perfect quote for this. Hope is not a man of gold, Dein. It comes from situations too dark and gritty for that.
Hope does not always shine at the darkest dawn. Hope will always be where it is needed. And a man of gold is one that can inspire it. And he looks at you, dead stare in the eyes, with a smile that can't be dirtied by anything, as just a man of joy, a man of pure hope for something better, looks back at you. And it's very obvious that the thing he embodies will not waver.
Relyn, kind of having said that almost to test him and his resolve in his belief. And also just because she legitimately thought that, kind of smiles, does a slight nod at like your determination to be who you are. And then turns to the giant who she's been meaning to speak to this entire time, but got sidetracked.
Dein will just sit in the background and just kind of like leaning against the fence. Just there if she needs anything.
Who might you lot be? Said to the giant and the Genasi and the third one whose countenance I don't, or whose race I don't remember.
Fuck over their names. I forgot.
Didn't expect me to force you into this, did you, Yufi?
No, it's not that. I just genuinely forgot what their names were because within the span of last session and this session, my chair broke. So I've been distracted.
Distractions happen. I understand.
His chair broke, so it broke his brain.
Well, here's the way it broke. I didn't realize it had fully broken, so whenever I adjusted it and leaned back, I fell back. So I've been dealing with that. Occasionally forgetting that I don't have an
back in my chair, and I'm just going. But you asked the giant specifically, yeah?
I just kind of said, who are you lot? Which implied everybody, but yeah, she was looking directly at the giant because he's the most obvious thing she saw.
Hey, note takers, what was his name? I know one of you kept talking to him.
Yeah, I know I was. It's what was it? I'm pretty sure it was Stonebreak. But it was
okay.
Yeah, it was initially referenced as Stormbreak to me because of the accent.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Stormbreak.
Relyn,
Nice to meet you.
you as well.
Little wing over here is they introduce themselves. You, man, introduce us. No, I'm not your fucking dad. You introduce yourselves. You're grown as adults. Do it. Ethan from the bird. This bird. We're gonna say soon for this person. Soon, Ethan, and Stormbreak. Yes, I know it's Stonebreak, but I'm gonna keep saying Stormbreak because of the bit.
Mm-hmm.
She will do the same courtesy she did to the original group to them. It is a pleasure.
Something on the ground there? Or are you just popping a fart?
She makes this like almost pained smile, like she's forcing, like it's obvious to Dein, who's probably more perceptive to such things, that she's forcing it. To them, it looks pretty genuine. And she says, no, it's a sign of respect.
Oh, we don't need that. We didn't need that. Nah, here. No.
This is so
You
funny
want-
to me.
If you want to respect someone, go somewhere else. They need respect. We're the type of people you open a beer with. Speaking of, what time is it? So I'm just going, doesn't matter. You're still gonna drink. Yeah, but if I ask, I'm less of an alcoholic.
Relyn, flashbanged by words, is going to take a second.
Dane's gonna hold his tongue.
I love
Relyn-
that both of you are just sitting here like, oh no.
Raylan's like brain is kind of buffering because again, that's not what freaking that's not what she's used to dealing with, and so she's kind of like readjusting her brain. I I believe that respect is intrinsic, unless proven otherwise. So while you may not like it, I'm going to respect you regardless.
Alright. You do your own thing. Do what you want. Be who you want. We respect you regardless. We just don't say it. We imply it.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
You want a beer?
A lady who does not drink. Thank you, though.
Just blink, blink.
Sorry, a proper lady does not drink.
Blink, blink. Turns to Soon. The fuck are you then? Fuck you, I'm proper.
Your accent's back. You. Hate you. You can hate me, but I'm getting drunk. And he just walks away, thumping and whistling.
God, I love this fucking dynamic. It's a bunch of like regular working class people and Relyn who tries to be dignified. This is funny.
What episode on the recordings are you on right now?
I stopped watching.
Oh, you don't know about Rook.
I mean, they will know.
They will. You will.
Look, all I can say is once we've got the entire group here, all these chuckle fucks, Relyn is going to have a fucking time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Relyn will turn to. You said soon,
Soon. Yes, like tsunami.
right? She will turn to soon. And just kind of. He's a character.
I'm gonna break your mind here. You ready for this? He's the tame one. You should see the boss.
He's the. Oh dear. And what is your role in this crew?
Communications officer. I answer the calls. I send them out.
I see. My brain and her brain then will go to the fucking tablet she has in her backpack. Could you take a look at this for me? And she'll pull it out actually.
Okay. What
I
tablet did
was
you hand them?
the one that was given to me by Derek, the one he had used to call. I don't remember his name. The other dude, the mummy looking dude.
Grim.
Yeah. I would assume this is a communications device. I've seen it used as such. Could you explain to me how that works? Also, I don't remember if that or the other thing is the like the stone that is important in a MacGuffin.
Technically they're both important. But yeah, I know what you're trying to figure out. As like they just kind of hop the fence. God is a bit better at this than I am, so I can get him, grab him, whatnot. He's been weird ever since you showed up. I think you punked him a bit, and he's been on edge for a while. But yeah, no, I'll get this figured out. I'll get you set up with something proper. This is Jesus Christ. This is old school.
Yes, well, Derek does not seem to be a man of change.
Fair.
I will take my leave. Thank you for looking into this for me.
All right.
And Raylan will turn to Dane, kind of give a nod of "I'm ready to walk away," and do so.
Mhm.
Go over to one of the tents. Give Dane kind of a look of like, or like she'll motion to the tent, and give like raise an eyebrow of like, "Is this taken?"
Dane just kind of nods over to one that he walks over to, and it's just like this one.
I see. I'm going to rest for a while. If something happens and it's not too explosive to wake me up, I should ask you to do so.
Understood.
Thank you. And Dane,
Yes.
be careful that in embodying hope you do not lose it. And she walks in without another word.
You hear a loud laugh from outside. Just a hearty, very Like, probably one of the funniest jokes he's been told in a long time. Just this joyous laugh. And before Dein goes to check on the cuddle pile, I want him to go check on Gade.
All right.
Just kind of hops the fence. Gade,
What's up?
are you alright?
Working on it.
Do you want to talk?
About what?
Anything. We don't talk often, but doesn't mean we should not. And I would rather know someone that fights alongside me than not. And if you do not want to talk, I will not force.
Since we're not talking, if you would be so kind, are you in the mood for sparring?
With my hands? Or with my blade?
Kind of shakes his other hand, and you watch as the gauntlet from one hand switches to the other. Surprise me. And he walks to the center of the stage.
Definitely do this. Now I gotta check my stuff.
That's actually where we're gonna go ahead and leave off for today.
Sounds good. Yeah, yeah.
So you guys, those of you who have new classes, can properly set up your thing. Your
I do
things
have
in
my
Should
your
I
stuff.
should I stop the recording now?
Go ahead and stop recording.